You've seen them, right? At the very beginning of a piece of music, those two numbers stacked on top of each other. Well, that's the time signature. And it's basically the secret code, the hidden blueprint for how a song is going to feel. So today, let's crack that code together. Yeah, you see something like 4/4, 3/4, 6/8, and it kind of looks like a fraction from math class, right? It can seem a little intimidating, but really, that little symbol is the key. It's the reason a song makes you want to dance, or just sway back and forth, or even feel that epic, edge of your seat tension. But don't worry, because honestly, it's just counting. That's all it is. This is not going to be some complex math lesson. It's way simpler than it looks. We're going to break it all down so you don't just understand it, you can actually feel it in the music you listen to every single day. All right, so let's get right into it. First things first, let's decode what those two numbers are actually telling us. Okay, so think of it like a two-part instruction. Super simple. The top number, that just tells you how many beats are in one little box of music, or what we call a measure. So if you see a 4 up top, you're going to count to 4. See a 3? You count to 3. Easy, right? Now, the bottom number, that one tells you what kind of note gets one beat. And this little table right here, this is basically the key to the whole thing, the Rosetta Stone for that bottom number. It's just a code, right? So if you see a 4 on the bottom, it means a quarter note gets the beat. If you see an 8, it's an eighth note. A 2 means a half note. But you know what? There's a little secret that's going to make this a whole lot easier. And here it is. This is the golden rule for real. In like 99% of pop music, rock music, pretty much anything you're going to hear, that bottom number is going to be a 4. So you can basically just assume the quarter note gets the beat. And just like that, half the puzzle is solved. See? I told you it was simple. Okay, so now that we've got the key, let's actually see how this code works in the real world. We're going to look at the big 3 rhythms, the ones you're going to hear and use constantly. All right, first up, the undisputed king of them all, 4/4 time. I mean, it is so incredibly common that its nickname is literally common time. Sometimes you won't even see the numbers, you'll just see a big letter C instead. And here's the feel. It's that classic count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can feel it, right? That steady, driving, predictable pulse is the absolute backbone of most of the music we listen to. Think about Billie Eilish's Bad Guy, or really just about any classic rock anthem. And that's why it's the king. It feels so stable, so reliable, kind of square, And that makes it the absolute perfect foundation for pop anthems, rock and roll, hip-hop, dance music, the whole shebang. Okay, but what if we just change one little thing? What if we take that top number and change it from a 4 to a 3? Well, suddenly, everything feels different. Welcome to 3/4 time, or as you might know it, waltz time. So now, instead of 4 beats, we're just counting 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Feel that? It's got this totally different circular swaying kind of motion. I mean, the easiest example is Happy Birthday. That's a waltz. It's less like a march and way more like a dance. All right. Let's talk about one that can feel a little tricky at first, but oh man, it's so important for those big, epic, soulful ballads. And that's 6/8 time. It's what we call a compound time signature. Now the numbers tell us exactly what's happening. 6 beats in a measure, and the 8th note gets 1 beat. But here's the secret to 6/8. You don't really feel it as 6 little individual beats. Nope. You feel it in 2 big groups of 3. It goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You hear that? It's got this gorgeous rolling kind of triplet flow to it. And this is the absolute key difference between 3/4 and 6/8, because I know it can be confusing. So 3/4 feels like 3 separate strong pulses. But 6/8, even though it has 6 notes, you really feel it as just 2 big swinging pulses. So here's a really easy way to remember it. Think of 3/4 as a very clear step, step, step. Simple. But 6/8, that's more like a swing and a sway and a. It's that rolling feeling you get in those huge anthems, like We Are the Champions by Queen. Okay, so what's the big takeaway here? It's that this stuff isn't just a bunch of numbers on a page. It's not math. It's all about emotion. The time signature you pick is honestly one of your most powerful tools for deciding how you want your listener to feel. Let's actually put this into practice. Imagine you're writing a song, okay? And you want it to be a real banger, something energetic that makes people just have to tap their feet, a real driving hit. What time signature are you going to pick? You're going to go with 4/4. Of course, that steady, predictable pulse is the perfect engine to drive that energy. It's reliable, it's powerful, it just works. But okay, what if you want the total opposite vibe? Let's say you need a romantic ballad, something for a first dance at a wedding, something that feels like it's just floating on air. Well, that's when you'd grab a 3/4 or a 6/8, the beautiful circular motion of a waltz, or that big rolling feel of 6/8. It just instantly gives you that feeling of romance and grandeur. But you see, all these common rhythms, they're designed to make us feel comfortable, to feel a predictable groove. But what if you don't want your listener to feel comfortable? What if you want them to feel a little off balance, a little tense? Well, that's when you break the rules, and you use what are called odd time signatures. And that brings us to our final thought. What about something weird, like 5/4? It doesn't feel square like 4/4, and it doesn't sway like 3/4. It feels uneven. Just think of the Mission Impossible theme. You count it 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. See? That little hitch, that imbalance, is what creates that unforgettable feeling of tension. So here's my challenge to you. The next time you put on your favorite song, listen a little closer. Can you hear the code?